Welcome back, D2 Guardians. How you guys doing out there today? This is old DJ Gamers, and I am here with a nice video for you guys. I am bringing to you the new season of the Deep Arc builds. I'm bringing you 3 great arc builds that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. The first one is going to be with my Crown of Tempest Stormcrawler. Now, I am using these same abilities for all 3 exotic choices, okay? Once again, when I use my RIFS, I'm just every now and then I'll swap it and I'll use to Empower and Rift depending on what I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and use the Balance Glide just because, once again, I like to be in control when I'm in the air. And our Chain Lightning, we're using the Chain Lightning for my melee ability just because the chain actually gives jolt, and for this build it's all about jolting, grenade, and getting your rifts back as fast as possible. This ball of lightning melee ability does not give you any jolting, so I just leave it on the wayside. And the storm grenade, this grenade right here, to me is one of the best. It kills ads all over the place, and I mean, with any of these builds, you're gonna be killing ads left. You're gonna be an ad clearing machine. You're gonna be a god killing ads no matter what you're doing. If you're playing hard content, raids, if you're with your buddies, you're gonna be great support. You're gonna be that guy. They're gonna want you back 9 times out of 10. For my aspects, I'm gonna go ahead and use Electrostatic Mind, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the Arc Soul. For my fragments, I have here the Spark of Resistance, I have here Spark of Shock, I have the Spark of Eons, and I'm using the Spark of Magnitude. Alright, now on to my actual mods on my helmet for the Crown of Tempest. I am using Heavy Ammo Scout, I am using Font of Wisdom, and I am using Harmonic Siphon. For my gauntlets, I am using Bolstering Detonation, I am using Arc Loader, and I am using Grenade Kickstart. For my chest piece, now here you can choose any one that you want that works for you. For me, depending on the content that I'm doing, I'm gonna be using a concussive dampener. I'm gonna be using harmonic resistance, or sometimes I'll swap that to a void, depending on what the gameplay that I'm using, that I'm gonna do, is gonna call for. My boots, I'm using 2 arc weapon surges, as well as I'm using absolution. And for my bond, I am using 2 bombers and time dilation. Now for my time dilation, every now and then I'll swap time dilation for the powerful attraction every now and then, and that's just because if I'm using a grenade or if I'm using my rift, if there's any orbs of power laying around close by me, it'll automatically just pick it up versus me just running over them. For this build now, once again, I am using the Crown of Tempest, which means this Crown of Tempest, the perks that it has is basically my arc abilities and or jolt final blows increase the recharge rate of my arc abilities and extend the duration of the storm trance. So if I'm using my super, it does have a decent amount of time while I'm using my super. And of course, the perks is if I'm using my grenades or I'm using my rift, it helps to get it back as fast as possible. Alongside my weapon of choices is going to be the Risk Runner. Now this machine right here, I love the submachine gun, even though it's not one of the chosen weaponry for this season, but it does give you some great synergy with your arc. By you killing, and when taking arc damage, you get kind of like a little I'll say bubble around you while you're running around and you're shooting. You just get like a little bubble, which basically means you're resistant to any incoming damage. And while you're holding down on that trigger, so long as you are killing anything and you're chain lightning anything, it'll just continuously shoot. It'll just you'll regain all your bullets. You'll just keep shooting, and you damn near infinite ammo. You're just never running out of ammo with that weaponry. I'm pairing it up with my grenade launcher, which has chain reaction on there, and I'm pairing it up with my Hungry, which has a kinetic tremors on there. Onto my next build, it's going to be, here we go. So my next build here with the Vesper of Radius. This exotic is basically all of my RIFS. When you use your RIF, is going to release a shockwave, and from here on out, if you happen to have nearby enemies, is going to either blind them, is going to just also as well I don't know if I did see a jolting, but I've seen a couple of ads and they just got demolished. It's just shocked. They all got shocked. But anyway, on my chest piece is going to be using the unflinching. I'm going to be using solar resistance, and I'm going to be using harmonic resonance. For my gauntlets, pretty much the same as before. I'm still going to be using the bolstering detonation. I'm going to be using the arc loader and a grenade kickstart. And for my helmet, I'm going to go ahead and use Ashes to Assets. I'm going to go ahead and have Harmonic Siphon as well as Heavy Ammo Scout, because once again, I need my heavy ammo if I'm going to go ahead and use my grenade launcher. For my boots, same as prior, 2 kinetic weapon surges. Actually, I should swap that out. It's going to be arc weapon. I don't know why it didn't save. 2 arc weapons. And here I'm using recuperation. And for my bond, I am using outreach, 2 outreaches, as well as time dilation. Now here, once again, every now and then I'll swap it out for the powerful attraction, but for the most part I'll keep it as time dilation, so that everything I use, my grenades, they have a little bit of a time to have my armor charge in effect. All right, here is my other build with the Fallen Sunstar. Pretty much the same setup, but here I'm using a dual current siphon. So my rapid arc weapon final blows are going to create orbs of power, as well as my strand weapon. So if I choose to use a strand weapon on this with this build, I'm going to go ahead and get some orb of powers. My gauntlets still the same exact mods, didn't change anything. My chest piece, I think I changed something here. Did I? No. So we choose that. My boots, oh, here was the one. This is the one that I chose. So instead of having 2 arc weapon surges, I just have 1. And here I'm using an elemental charge, so that way I can get armor charge and take advantage of my kickstart. And here I am using orbs of restoration. My bond is still the same. Now I'm here using 2 bombers and time dilation. Now for weaponry, everything is still the same for all 3 of my choices of exotics. But now here, now this is the good one. Now this weapon right here, which is now the feature, auto rifle, the centrifuge. Now this weapon right here, I can't wait to finish the catalyst and get it all worked up, because you jolt enemies with every single shot you basically shoot. But for now, this is also still a great weapon. It is sprinting, sliding, and firing. This weapon, it builds a temporary electrostatic charge and increasing range and reload speed. Final blows with this high charge cause explosion, and maximum charge explosion blinds targets. So this weapon right here is gonna be legit for my build once I actually get and finish the catalyst. For your artifacts, I cannot wait to get this last column filled up, but for the most part, once I get it done, this is going to be the perk of choice. Here is going to be lightning strikes twice. So after throwing any arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time, and arc final blows are going to extend the duration of this benefit. That's going to be one perk that I'm definitely going to need, as well as my shock and awe. My arc final blows, while I am amplified, are going to summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. These two big boys are the key to the whole entire enchilada. I also am using Thunderous Retort. This is also great. It grants bonus arc super damage if I cast it while I am wounded. So that's also a really good choice for my perk. But there it is, guys. This is the all 3 killing ad clearing machine. So we have the Crown of Tempest, we have the Fallen Sunstar, and we have here the Vesper of Radius, which personally I'm probably going to be using the Vesper of Radius quite often, even though this is it right here for me. But now the perks for the Fallen Star, which now you can choose to use this build, is going to be the Ionic Traces. Of course, when you're jolting and you get the Ionic Traces, they're going to travel faster to you. And at that point, you can also have the other perk that helps out your allies, helps out your friends, helps nearby guardians, by also making them also giving them Ionic Traces and helping them out as well. But for the most part, guys, this is my top 3 arc builds, and I mean, guys, this is going to be cracked out once I actually get the last perks and whatnot, and it's going to be great. You're gonna love either one of these. So choose the builds. I'm gonna have a gameplay of all 3 of the exotics that I've chosen here, that I've showed you guys, and you guys can see how fast I've obtained the grenades and how fast I obtained the RIFS. With damn near every kill, I'm just getting Ionic Traces just coming back to me and running back to me. All right, guys, so hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good one.